Hello from Aarhus. It's very windy here, and our apartment house here behind me, and the problem is that there is no gate in the fence, so we have to go straight to the end of this yard and then enter from the other side where there's no gate. The fence is just open, but only on that side, but not here where we need it, which is complicated. Here in Denmark it seems to be as in Germany and probably many other places in the world. They have a lot of fences to make everything complicated. So here we are at the bus stop now, and as you can see here, you need one app to see where the bus is, one app for planning your journey, and one app for buying your ticket. So you need 3 apps. That's not our bus is just behind. Fortunately, I bought a ticket for the bus in the web shop, because on the bus stop there was written that you can buy a ticket with cash and at a vending machine in the bus, but in the bus there was no vending machine. And now we will go to a famous museum, then Gamle, where they will show us how it was here in former times, in former decades. So here they reconstructed how it was in former times, and it's quite nice. It's a famous museum, which is of course worth to see. It's a bit like Urbex, but in the museum. And that's a problem, when you urbex in a museum you always have some barriers where you must not enter. At the museum's shop you can buy these Atomkraft Neitag items. This reminds me the old amusement park in Pripyat, Ukraine. But wait, aren't we in Ukraine? There's so many Ukrainian flags in this country that we must be in Ukraine. This museum must be more than 100 years old, because this house has originally been constructed in 1860 and they reconstructed it here. They brought all the parts of the building here and reconstructed it, rebuilt it in 1914. So this museum must be here at least since 1914. Now it gets some new paint. This is a distillery here. Here they are refurbishing an old schoolhouse, and they use even wooden scaffolds for that. And this is a lovely garden. Another garden for the food. Why get wet feet when you can have a boat? That's a really nice museum, except these plexiglass where you can't enter. But there are many details. If you come to Aarhus, you have to visit this museum, then Gamle, because it's so nice, and you will need the whole day to see everything. So don't come too late. You need more than only 2 or 3 hours.
And they have very good food and very good coffee.
Yes. that's also the case. Here are restaurants and cafes. So, and here we have the Aarhus of the 60s and 70s, I guess. The museum is getting bigger and bigger. It's existing since 100 years or more. This is an old vending machine. This, for example, is an old kitchen from the 70s. Sometimes we found some of these in abandoned buildings. This is the corresponding bathroom. These are some of the chairs you are allowed to sit on. That's the problem in museums. You don't have to touch anything or to use something. Nevertheless, it's a very lovely museum and I can recommend it. So, this is an old barber shop here. So, this is your professional equipment.
Nehmen wir immer noch so her.
Yeah, but don't touch it.
Nee, kann man gar nicht, weil da Plexiglas, Glas, echtes Glas.
They have glass there,
genau.
which is a good idea.
Mhm.
But it's very small, you can only have one client here. There's an old radio and there was for the cash, I think. Here is even a basement of a house from 1974. So for those of you who don't like to go into abandoned buildings because they think it's too dangerous or could be forbidden or something, then you can come here and have the feeling of an urban explorer. So this is an old shop for used books and magazines you could buy here in former days. And this is an old jazz bar which closed in 2008. And every restroom door in Denmark makes sounds. And this was the restrooms for the man. This is a very small toilet because it's a kindergarten here. And here they have a book about feet. And look at this. That's what happens when you want to wear shoes. Your toes don't have enough of space. That's why it is not a good idea to wear shoes all the time. There's an old car, some old bikes, and some wind. Yes, you see, the shops will close now, the whole museum will close now. We would like to have more time, but unfortunately it's already late. So maybe we will come back one day. I think I will have to come back because the museum is not yet finished. They are constructing new buildings here, and here will enter a pizzeria. So, yeah, it's changing all the times here. It's changing all the time here. You will you will discover something new every time you are here. And there are many empty apartments in these houses, so if they find enough of old stuff so that they can furnish the old apartments, then they can make new exhibitions here. So now we are back here in our business park, where it is very quiet as long as he isn't there. And yeah, but in the morning it's a lot of traffic here, a lot of cars in the parking lots. Denmark really is a car country. You need a car to go somewhere. Just in the city it's not the case. There you can use the tram or the bus. It works nice, but otherwise you would need a car. Yeah, so that's all for today. It was a very interesting museum. Go to Gamle Bü when you're in Aarhus, and see you next time on our channel.